gonna get the penta kill for Ricky.
God,
Holy
got knocked out.
smokes,
We're gonna
crash. Zephyron clapping absolutely everyone in that fight. Coming through for Barlow, the man, the myth, the legend. FaZe here getting up this fight. Comes down on the fence with nice ult.
Is a broadcast. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside Josh Fundy Pafundy here today. And it's going to be some more CLOL action. Week 3, your Saints are going to be going up against Bismarck State here today. And it is going to be at a best of 3. Saints are looking to advance to an additional positive record here in the CLOL season. They're doing it hot so far, and they're looking to carry on the momentum. How are you feeling about this one, Josh?
I'm feeling great. I mean, we've seen the first 2 weeks. The Saints are tearing through CLOL, right? I mean, we're seeing subs come in, right? Today, even, we're seeing Verge come in replace of Barlow. Gonna get the other ADC, get some action in there. Last week we saw him performed like great on. We saw the Jinx and the Caitlyn, I believe. He performed fantastic. So I'm excited to see what he pulls out today.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well to see what he does pull out today. It's going to be very, very interesting. And it is nice that you do see some of these bench players actually coming in here and playing today because, you know what, when it gets to this point in the season where, you're going into a game, right, where St. Clair goes into this game just looking at it saying, okay, personally, we're a bunch of Diamond, Master, whatever players going up against these lobbies right now where it's like a lot of unranked silver, gold. And what do you do at this point in time right now if you're St. Clair? You try out new things. You put those new players in, get them some playing time, and try to build a little bit more team chemistry all around with the depth of your roster. So expecting a good one here today, but expecting a Saints 2-0 in my opinion regardless. But I just want to see some highlight play from Bismarck, and I want to see St. Clair try out some new things. Yeah,
and we can't discount Bismarck, to be honest.
For sure.
I mean, like they're still coming in here, they're ready to play, right? And they're gonna put up as much of a fight as they can, right? Unfortunately, the ranks are a little bit disbarred, but it is what it is. So today, I would love to see a run back of the Ricky Silas from last night. Personally, I thought that was so much fun to watch.
I completely agree. I was on the back end of last night's broadcast, just kind of, from a third point of view standpoint here. And honestly, it looked very, very solid there. It looked like something that he could be using potentially a little bit more going into the future. He looked comfortable on it. And I think that with some little bit more team comp experience with this set roster will really actually help him out and potentially, be using that Silas a little bit more often. I agree with you. I'd love to see it here again. We do have a minimum of 2 to 3 maps to play, so it's a good chance that we do see it.
I would love to see it. Another thing, would love to see some different picks out of the bot lane.
For sure.
Recently, we've been seeing FaZe kind of branch out a lot more. We're seeing some more engaged supports. He picked up the Rakan recently, where usually we've just been seeing like the Lux and the Karma, which are like pretty strong meta supports, but also, in my opinion, somewhat boring to watch.
Okay, so Barlow in for support today instead of FaZe. Now we got roster changes and role changes here.
Changes on top of roster changes.
You can't ask for a better game. I mean, honestly, if you're St. Clair, I completely get it, though. Why would you not do that at this point in time? You have the best opportunity to test out new things and to put players into different roles. And, if it goes very successfully, then maybe you try it 2 or 3 more times in the regular season. And if it keeps working out, then maybe you try it out in, the NECC or going into CLOL playoffs, whatever it may be. But that's where we are going to expect a lot more of our, bread and butter close match league games. It was like what we saw last night, McMaster, like an absolute nail-biter, a great game. Sure. So overall, Bismarck, just looking for them to put up a good fight here today, and I'm very interested to see the role swaps and everything like that for St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I've ever seen Barlow on support before, so I would love to see what he plays. I would love to see what he's comfortable on. Yeah, that's very exciting.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure. Ricky, I think he's going to cause mayhem up there in the top lane still. It's just absolutely going to work. I mean, I completely agree, though. I feel like if he does hop on that Silas, we'll see continuous chains being landed. Yeah. Continuously just farming these kills and whatnot needed, right? But regardless, we are going to be hopping into this one here fairly soon. We do have the draft going on the back end here right now. That'll be coming up to you guys here in just a moment or so. But regardless, I mean, at this point in time, St. Clair is just looking to advance to 3-0 in CLOL. They are looking to just keep going and keep going. Like we were talking about, the CLOL, it's built of community colleges, right? St. Clair's still a community college here, so this is why we are in this division. But once we do break out of this one, because we are competing with those bigger universities, right? And you got your Northwoods and whatnot there, so we'll see what happens. But CLOL, they're just looking to kind of get through the regular season and make a big splash in playoffs.
Yeah, hoping to get to the, what is it called, open playoffs, past this division, basically. Yeah, so really exciting. I mean, one more thing, I want to go back to the to the Silas thing because I just love seeing Silas because his animations are so fast and smooth that it makes it look like he's doing so much more than he is because they're so like grand, I guess. I'm trying to think of a good word for it, but yeah, I love seeing it.
Yeah, so
that's just about it.
I know I'm very and see because okay, so we know we saw the roll swap, we know we saw the the bench players coming in onto the starting lineup today, and now I'm very excited to see this draft because I know that if the Saints are already messing around with roles, already messing around with players playing in this game, then they're going to mess around with that draft.
Yeah, they're bound to be trying new champs at this point. Right?
Exactly right, and that's why I am super excited. I might not have that full league experience like you do, but I know you are going to be breaking down the draft like no tomorrow there for us, so it'll be good stuff. So we are going to be hopping over to that here in just a moment or so as these players do slowly wrap things up. But regardless, if you are from this side of Bismarck, what do you kind of think going into this game? Like what do you do going into this one to kind of just make yourself like actually like have high hopes to have be hyped going into this one?
I feel like you just gotta try and you gotta just pick your like absolute strongest comp, whatever you've been practicing, whatever comfort picks, like pray they don't get banned out. Should they get banned out after these first 3 bans, you just gotta pick whatever you can at this point, right? Like whatever you're comfortable on, whatever you believe, whatever these players and these coaches believe their comps, like the strongest comps they have, like I think they're just gonna have to be forced into that. And then we'll see how it stacks up against presumably, hopefully wild comp coming out here from St. Clair.
Yeah, so the bans are already coming through. Bismarck going to drop their first 2 there. St. Clair going to find one as well. So just carrying on with this, how is your opinion, like, going into this one? The first 4 bans have came through. Yeah. Do you think it's like Bismarck trying to kind of ban out St. Clair's comp? Do you think St. Clair's kind of just banning out players they don't like playing against? Like, what do you think the situation is?
I mean, we're seeing the Zeri and the Samira ban come out here from Bismarck, right? Zeri, as far as I know, Zeri is not actually available to play, so that might actually have been like a little miscalc by them. A bit of a waste of a ban, possibly, unless I'm wrong. Unless it is allowed in C-Law now.
Well, Bismarck is going to take out the Yumi, and that is massive for Bismarck because you do not want to allow St. Clair Yumi here in this game by any means.
Definitely not. That is a hyperscale nightmare for them.
Exactly. Like you were saying, the scaling on that unreal and would not work out well for Bismarck.
Yeah, and then bans coming out from St. Clair, we're seeing Udyr, Viego, Swain, probably comfort picks. Viego and Swain very strong right now. Udyr, haven't seen too much of him. But he's always a threat. He's gonna be zooming. He's gonna be coming in at like 600 movement speed, stun your carry, and then what are you gonna do? So the Nautilus pick coming out from Bismarck, great pick there. I think Nautilus, while engage supports aren't exactly the most valued right now, I think with the glacial augment changes from preseason coming into this season, I think Nautilus has always been super strong. He has so much threat in the lane. His hook length is so long.
Well, if he can land those hooks and he can play the Nautilus to its full potential, right? Yeah. And if it's like his comfort pick and he's like been playing it very experienced on it, I think the Nautilus could work out actually quite well here for Bismarck today.
And we are actually seeing. So first we're seeing the Senna come out from St. Clair. Senna, super good pick. She got buffed. I don't think we need to talk about it more. We've been seeing her banned or picked in like so many weeks. Yeah. But we are seeing a Rengar Kha'Zix right now. From both sides, actually. So Kha'Zix on the side of Bismarck, Rengar on the side of St. Clair. Now, I'm assuming you don't know this, but basically in the lore, Rengar and Kha'Zix are basically like mortal enemies. They're like predators in the jungle, right? Okay. So in game, there's actually a special interaction where it's like a little side quest will pop up on their screen, and it basically says like, go kill the other one. Like it's like Rengar, it'll say it's like called Thrill of the Hunt, I believe, something like that. Yeah, and Rengar will actually it's basically, it doesn't really give you anything, but it's just a fun little addition that ties in with the lore, right?
Do you think that's kind of maybe why we saw some of these picks, maybe like little trolly, they want to do this quest during the game?
Granted, we do know Rengar is a comfort pick for Fresh. Like we have seen it come out before. And then the Yone coming out from Bismarck. Yone, I'm assuming we might see him top mid Yone. I haven't seen like too much except for really out of Zephyros. But the Jax pick coming in from St. Clair, not having that banned out is a little rough.
Yeah, that's
to be honest.
I don't know if I'd say a little rough. At least you take away the Yumi. At least you're not having to deal with the Yumi and a Jax. But coming through here.
provides constant slows, roots, so much utility coming out to help out this Jax.
And the Jax in top lane, like, we know how comfortable Ricky is on it, period, without even needing the support. Like, Ricky could probably just go solo top lane all game and just go mayhem with his Jax, but regardless, it's going to be the St. Clair comp, looking good, looking strong. Where the side of Bismarck, they're going to have problems dealing with that top lane and that jungle.
Yeah, coming into final picks here, like, first bans coming out, Nunu and Singed. Nunu's pretty strong jungler. Singed, haven't really seen too much of him, but Predator Singed is like a counter pick that some people pull out sometimes. So it could be, that could have been maybe just something they saw in match history. But Jinx and Cassiopeia coming out for Bismarck. Very high scaly comp. We're seeing Yone, Jinx, and Cassiopeia, all champs that are looking to get into that 20-25 minute mark. Although Yone is now pretty strong early game, but definitely not as strong as once he gets his 1-2 item power spike. Heimerdinger coming out from St. Clair. I'm assuming that's Heimerdinger support? Maybe we're seeing like a fasting Senna with a Heimerdinger bot lane. Oh, it is Zephyros. So Victor support, Victor ADC, probably a Senna support actually. But I could see them going with like a fasting kind of thing, like what you would normally do with a Tom Kench. So that always is an option too.
I mean, honestly, there's tons of options on the board here right now.
For sure. We could see many role swaps. We could see these champs going to like flex to many different lanes and positions at this point.
Exactly. But with that being said, we are going to be hopping into things here today. This is going to be game 1 of our best of 3 here. CLOL week 3. Your Saints are currently 2-0, and Bismarck, I'm not completely sure of their record. But regardless, St. Clair will be looking to advance to 3-0 here now as we do get started. It's actually going to be a few players grouping up here for Bismarck, and you know they haven't been spotted, so
yeah, we do see the Heimerdinger and the Senna also right across the river in that bush there near red side turret. Zephyros setting up there, so it looks like it is going to be some kind of like fasting setup. Because Verge, while we said he was playing ADC and Barlow was on support, Verge did pick up the support item. So basically, Senna picks up souls throughout the game as different minions die and as enemy champions die and jungle monsters. And those souls will pop down. She can auto-attack them, pick them up, and it gives her stat buffs. Every 20 gives her range buffs, and she just slowly gets stronger and stronger throughout the game. But it is a higher chance to get the souls if you don't kill the minion yourself. So a lot of these strats are basically, it's called fasting, and you're basically playing a support Senna, but you're acting as an ADC. You're playing like the ADC, but you're building the support item and picking up all these souls. Meanwhile, here in the mid lane,
it's going to be Jax getting aggressive early on. He's got the hockey skin on. It's Ricky ready to go here, and it is going to be a nice start, dealing a lot of damage, dealing a lot of poke there, but not going to come through with anything. Just going to fall off and force Bismarck to slow things down a little bit there as they do give Ricky some control towards that top lane. Verge and Zephyros working their way around as well, as per usual, and honestly, a pretty even start here. Besides the fact that we do see Jax in, like, you know, completely middle of the map right now. He's not even playing that top lane, but he's just doing his thing. Zephyros and Verge are looking to go in here on Duskmask. That is going to be tagged down so lit once again. And oh, it's going to be Ricky jumping down into the turret, but he will be forced to fall off.
Yeah, so that is going to be Flash and Ignite coming out from Birdbone Boy. But he also did force out Ricky's Flash, so not the worst position to be in. But up here in the jungle, we're actually seeing Kha'Zix and Rengar about to meet each other as Fresh goes in for that.
There it is.
For that blue buff, but Ricky going to pick up first blood under tower and presumably make it out. It looks like this Kha'Zix is trying to get... Yeah, he just can't follow up on that. Yeah, Ricky's too slippery.
Yeah, Ricky is too slippery. You know, on that Jax, what can you do, man? Slippery guy. But this is going to be Barlow actually going to potentially dive in for a play here. Duskmask is maybe going to go down here once again. Or no, sorry, I wasn't even the one that went down the first time. But no, Duskmask is going to be getting tagged down like crazy, like constantly here. Just tanking and then falling off. You do see the channel coming through. Loose Cannon here trying to take down Verge. Verge going to be chowing that one out. Barlow and Asher still doing a lot of poke. And honestly, so far so good for St. Clair. They do have that 1.2k gold advantage as well.
Yeah, Fresh coming in. The slow from the bullet there. Gonna be able to get them with the kill as the Ignite comes out. He actually took Ignite's Smite. Fresh opting to ditch the Flash and take Ignite for that extra kill pressure in the early game, and it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out indeed. So Zephyros and Verge Duskmask and Loose Cannon here, you know, towards the bot lane, just getting mayhem here. Now a green guy will come through the flank. Verge will find the first onto Duskmask, but Zephrot falling shortly after that, and Verge goes down. That is 2 for 1 in favor of Bismarck throughout that play. And that is exactly what they needed to get done early on here to, you know, make that bot lane a little bit stronger here from Loose Cannon.
Yeah, that is definitely is exactly what they needed. While gold numbers still looking heavily in favor of St. Clair. I mean, we're seeing 1 CS on the Yone right now. So that is a 26 CS lead for Ricky on the Jax. But I mean, yeah, double kill bot lane, ending up just taking out the support. Verge is going to make it out alive there, I believe, too. Oh no, both of them actually died, and neither jungler nor ADC die on the side of Bismarck, so a pretty good gank, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. Ricky gonna go here onto Birdbone, and that is gonna be a turret inflicting quite a bit of damage. Ricky gonna be out just fine though, and will take down Birdbone boy, giving St. Clair another bit of gold, and that's gonna be now a 2,000 gold advantage as Barlow and Asher still here doing the poke damage and whatnot. You know, Barlow does have a level on him, so it could cause some problems, but regardless for St. Clair here right now, they're still having the advantage. They're still just getting this early gold lead and doing whatever they can to power up themselves and just smash through.
Yeah, and as we saw mid there, Ricky is using this same ward over the terrain there right beside the blue side outer turret, and he's using that same ward every single time to ward hop out of these tower dives and like bring himself to safety.
Yeah, and it works out perfect. You can see the positioning here right now on screen. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, you dive. Most players not anticipating for you to go past that turret, and then once that turret does start inflicting that damage, you can just easily just hop over, and then you're safe and you're all good and dandy. Come away with a free kill almost for the side of Ricky. But that is Verge and Zephrot getting dived on here now by Duskmask and Loose Cannon. Green guy's coming in here for a gank as well to try to take down these two players. But Duskmask going to be the first one to fall. Zephrot and Verge too strong. Now Green guy going to be getting forced out, and the pressure is all here. Zephrot is going to put that pressure on, and it is forcing to turn around that player from Bismarck. Now 6-2 kill advantage here for St. Clair after getting 2 more on that play. Verge is going to level up. Zephrot now level up to level 5 as well. St. Clair went from a 2k gold advantage now to 3.8.
Yeah, honestly, I'm liking the way the Heimerdinger is actually working out here in the bot lane, right? Because, as we said, he's going to be picking up the farm. But the Senna is not going to be much behind him in strength because of the way she stacks up these souls, right? And we're seeing her stack a lot on the Nautilus too. The melee champ, while Nautilus is a pretty good counter, I don't got time to talk. We're seeing a fight here in jungle.
Yeah, we are seeing a fight there in jungle, but it does look like some just some poke damage and falling off. Barlow going to find Asher here once again, so Barlow continuing to do work for himself. Ricky, oh my goodness, going to come through, finding himself the killing spree, and honestly, currently at this point in time, Ricky 3-0. He's got a 250 gold bounty to his name. Fresh and Green Guy getting into an engagement. Green Guy will take that one for the cake. That is what Bismarck needed to try to start turning things around. Ricky still going in on the dive, getting all the CC farm, and calling it a day. But regardless, St. Clair, the gold, it's almost like it doesn't stop climbing. It's up to 14.2k here now against Bismarck's 9.5k, and that is like 5k difference. Ricky gonna find yet another one and then just jump off.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the hop outright. If he doesn't have to use it for the engage, he always has it up for the disengage. But even, I want to talk about what we saw there with Fresh and Green Guy there. So Fresh actually did a pretty nice play jumping from the bush to the fruit there in the river to actually dodge Green Guy's leap, because that leap does do damage when it lands. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Duskmask just getting constantly poked out, going to get forced out to flash again. I think we're going to see a lot of this in the bot lane. I mean, considering Senna Heimerdinger, that's just so much poke. Those turrets are going to be constantly up. And I wouldn't be surprised if Verge already has 30 to 40 souls, which means his range is already 40 plus his original. So, yeah, I mean, we're already seeing it here.
Yeah, indeed. And honestly, if you look at Ricky down here at 4-0, he's got that 500 gold bounty on his name, but doesn't matter because Verge and Zephrot are going to come through. That Zephrot now on a killing spree, and another one down. Going to be Loose Cannon finding a Verge, but that is Fresh answering right back. Birdbone Boy going through. St. Clair going to go 2 for 1 as of right now, but Zephrot still on an engage. Will take down another. That's going to be 3 for 1 on St. Clair. Barlow's got Asher nice and trapped here now, just looking to potentially find this one. All the minions swarming around as Barlow Barlow gonna go for it, and there is the cleanup. St. Clair with another. That is, I think, 3-1 or 4-1 in that engagement. St. Clair now with a 7,000 gold advantage, only 8.5 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw Sephiroth use some absolute fancy footwork, perfectly sidesteps, backsteps on the Jinx W that came out, but he perfectly weaved in between that and the Nautilus hook. Meanwhile,
oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, Barlow is just dropping alts and E's under tower. I mean, look at the gold here. We're seeing 4.5k up on Ricky here in the mid lane. That's 1.5k in the bot lane. Not to mention that this Senna support has so much gold. And another kill coming out.
Honestly, St. Clair's just vibing on this Saturday afternoon at this point in time. I mean, they're just doing what they do best. That's going to be another one there. And Green Guy will finally answer back there in that one. Loose Cannon, though, will be here for Fresh. And Fresh will find that one. That's a double kill for him, allowing St. Clair now to be up 18-6 in the kill department. And up an additional 7k in gold. Fresh still in here farming that CC. Not needed, but, you know, he can do that for himself. Barlow going to be inflicting some more damage on Asher. He has Asher's number in this one and is now looking to get some tower damage as well.
Yeah, and this is, like, we're seeing 2 Dark Seals here come out from St. Clair. 4 stacks on Barlow, 6 stacks on Heimerdinger, but there is a lot of bounties on the board, right? So I'm assuming objective bounties are going to come up soon. Ricky LaFleur literally just one-shot that guy. It did not matter. The stun came out. No auto attacks can hit him while he is in his E mode. I'm blanking on the actual name of it, but yeah, no auto attacks can hit him. He's going to run. Stun's going to come out.
He's just so strong.
2 shots him again. He has Kraken Slayer right now, so I don't really know. He's just trying out stuff, right? He's just picking. He's essentially building ADC right now on Jax.
Closest level to him on the other team is 3 levels away. Ricky's got level 10 right now. Closest person in the lobby on the other team besides him is going to have level 7. So a great start there from the guys over at St. Clair to just become so strong and so scaly early on. It's going to be a dragon now going down in St. Clair's favor as well. This is just going to give him an additional buff. And honestly, what do you do at this point? The cards are all in St. Clair's favor. I mean, Bismarck just has their number against them right now, and it is St. Clair just continuously putting this pressure on. There it is, another one. Dust Mask will go down. Loose Cannon here fighting for his life, but honestly, what can you do? Sephiroth and Verge are both just so strong together right now.
Yeah, and Asher trying his best to come down and give some support, but I mean, Verge actually going to get jumped on, but not enough damage coming out. The ult is going to come out while Green Guy there is just stunned, and that is going to be so much damage coming out. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Barlow just took a free tower in that time because Asher decided to use his TP. And then Fresh coming in with the ult. Nice ult onto Rampage. One shot. This is what we see from the Rengar. Ricky, flash stunning. I mean,
he's so far in already. Like, we even saw this yesterday. Like, it's not even just because St. Clair has this huge gold advantage or because, you know, they have this upper hand right now. Even last night in our second game against St. Ambrose, he was just flying in, you know, pushing way far in, causing problems. He's now legendary. And the problem with Bismarck here right now is they actually do come through with some half-decent setups sometimes. But the issue is that St. Clair's just so strong right now that you can't do anything. Like, you're trying, but look at this. Like, it's like 2-shot, and Duskmask is what, down to minimal HP, and he's supposed to be one of the higher HP characters of all of them?
Yeah, he does. He's the only one on their team with an HP item right now, right? So, and Nautilus is just a tanky character in general. But I mean, when you're, what is this, 15, 16k gold up, I mean, they're over, like, game time times 1,000 gold up. Like, at 12 minutes, they're 16k up, 26 kills, 6 kills on Bismarck's side, mostly what we saw from the starting, and some trades out during these big team fights. But I mean, usually it's like a 4v2, and then we end up seeing one of St. Clair's players get away, and all of Bismarck's players on that gank getting eliminated, essentially.
Yeah, Fresh, in the meantime, also got himself a Shelly, which can just be used to just run in towards the inhibitors and the Nexus and whatnot, so good stuff there. Barlow with another. Can he find that one onto Birdbone? It is going to be Birdbone completely dipping out from that fight. Ricky going to go in and just keeps diving, but he is going to get stunned up there. Ricky going to go down. That's the 10 stacks shut down.
But it went to the Nautilus.
And but it went to the This is too funny, but it went to the Nautilus. What can you do?
What can you do? Perfect stun there from Zephyron. Loose Cannon just does not have the movement speed to dodge anything. Flashes down. Heal was up. Probably won't help him in that situation. I want to talk about what we saw top lane too. Birdbone Boy, while he is very weak right now anyway, I mean, he doesn't even have a full component item other than the Zerkgreaves being his boots. In the top lane, Barlow, sorry, I'm used to seeing Zephyros on the Victor. Barlow's Crown of the Shattered Queen basically just nullified his entire burst damage from the starting. So he should have tried to poke that off first before burning the ult and all of that. But, you know, it just happens. I think at this point, I want to say Bismarck is just fighting for the hell of it.
I mean, it's not even at the 15-minute marker yet, Josh. So like, what can you do? Like, it's not even like you can, you know, if you want to back out of this one, you can. But no, it is going to be St. Clair here, still just trying to put their pressure on, still just trying to come through and close this one out. And honestly, they're not going to sit here and delay the inevitable all day long. Eventually, it's going to come down to, you know, St. Clair just playing their typical standard play, and, you know, Bismarck just trying to do whatever they can to stop it. But with the current situation, as I was talking like 3-4 minutes ago about how Ricky was the highest level 1, and still nobody's close to him.
Yeah, I mean, 143 CS on the Jax, 9, 1, and 2. He's got a Kraken Slayer and an Essence Reaver. He's basically building like a Lucian would if he wanted to take down a tank. So, I mean, he's just having fun at this point, trying out new builds, but this is exactly what we predicted in the pregame, right? We want to see some wild stuff, so we're already seeing the lane swaps. We're seeing role swaps. Ricky's going mid, Barlow's top. Zephyros and Verge are playing fasting Heimerdinger Senna in the bot lane. Like, I mean, they're just trying stuff out. Barlow, I keep saying Zephyros, Barlow picks up 2 kills in the bot lane there with basically just his E. The damage here, the sheer stats that St. Clair has ahead of Bismarck right now, there's really nothing they can do.
I completely agree with you on that one. Barlow, I mean, when you see Barlow's godlike on your screen for like constant times, you know it is going to be benefiting St. Clair. You have stacks on every single St. Clair member here right now with bounties on them. That's another ace coming through there as well for Zephyros. And now that is going to be it all up to the Nexus here. St. Clair looking to potentially clean things up right here, right now, and that will do us justice. St. Clair will find the first one. 38 kills to 7, 42.8 gold to 21k. You have Ricky at level 12 after just 15.5 minutes of play. You can't ask for a better game from the Saints than that. And I can already tell you right now, Bismarck is not letting Ricky on Jax once again.
Yeah, I would like to see, like, the bans that came out from Bismarck, it almost looked like they hadn't really looked too much at St. Clair's, like, recent matches or anything. Like, they were pretty wild champs. I mean, the Yuumi was, like, a pretty smart ban, I'd say, trying to get that out of there. Syndra, I would say, like, yeah, it's pretty good to get out of there. But, I mean, Samira, I don't think we've ever seen Samira out from St. Clair. I'm trying to remember what their first ban was. I want to say it was a tank, but I'm
and, like, Ricky
blanking
wasn't
on my
top.
Name. Yeah.
Like, Ricky did not play top
Ricky
that whole game.
So what I'm thinking they saw, right? So they saw the Cassiopeia, they saw the Yone, and I'm thinking they just wanted to flip to whatever. They wanted Ricky against that Yone, right? Because Ricky's I'm still blanking on the name. Guard something, I want to say. It essentially blocks all auto attacks while he has his staff up there helicoptering. So Yone does literally nothing to him. And then the stun is going to come out. We saw so many times Yone stuck under tower, stunned, 2-shot, Ricky Ward hops out, and it's just an easy lead coming out there.
Yeah, so St. Clair going to take that 1-0 advantage here in the CLOL series as they do get ready to hop into game number 2 here right now, but to get underway. I mean, it was a good start from them, and they're just kind of trying to carry on the momentum they took. I'm not sure if we're going to take a quick break here or not. Yes, we are going to take a quick break. Before we do hop into game number 2, we are going to get that next draft nice and ready. So with that being said, Saints up 1-0 here against Bismarck State. Game number 2 coming up next. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Josh Fundy Funny, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Game 2 of Collegiate League of Legends, St. Clair versus Bismarck College here in Week 3. St. Clair going up 1-0 in Game 1. How you feeling about Game 2, Jackson?
I'm feeling pretty good for the Saints here. Once again, I mean, they're trying lots of new things. They are doing what they can, with their role swaps. They're putting some bench players in, and they're just trying out, some new things going into the remainder of the season. It's still very early on. It's just rolling around to February somehow already. But regardless, it is going to be Week 3 of CLL. Like you were saying, they're already 2-0 to start and up 1-0 in this series. So CLL has been a massive success here overall for the Saints as a whole. Not even dropping a map yet. So very good stuff from them. They're looking to carry on here right now. I mean, they're definitely trying new things. We just saw Jax as a mid laner. I mean, we saw the bot lane from St. Clair just be so strong, and just all these new things. I really do like to see all these changes being made, because I feel like if you don't, you're kind of like wasting the experience.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I want to say, I love seeing Virgin there. I think he's a great player. I think every time he's come in, he's been really strong showing. Granted, it has been against some teams where, sure, like the ranks are so far apart, right? But we're seeing him come out with these different picks that Barlow doesn't pick, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen Barlow on like Senna at all, like anything like that. I mean, we saw him on Victor last game, which was a little bit of a loop, but
we'll see what happens here in a second. I mean, honestly, I think if you are Bismarck, though, you got to get rid of some of these picks that St. Clair had in the last one. But the thing is, that makes it so hard on Bismarck, is the pool of, characters to select for St. Clair is just so big that it's like, regardless of what they ban, St. Clair is still going to have something that they're comfortable with. They're still going to have something that they can, almost abuse here to try to use to work out in their favor. So we'll see what they can do. But I mean, like, you got to have to take out a Yumi. You're going to have to take out a Jax, I feel like, if you're Bismarck here now. Like, you cannot deal with Ricky on that Jax again. He was just farming. Like, he opened up everything during that mid lane. When you open up the mid lane, you're kind of opening up the other two lanes as well. So it is really going to help out St. Clair, and they're just looking to find this one here as well and kind of wrap up the Saturday.
Yeah, I want to say Bismarck has to focus down. Like, Jax has to come out in those first 3 bans.
Has to.
And I want to say they should take out another like late game scaler, like we see Victor. Maybe Corky too. I know we haven't really seen Corky from St. Clair.
Yeah, well, I've seen him one time this season.
One time. Like, because usually he's banned out. To be fair, he's very, very strong. Always has been. Right, the package is such a strong utility. So yeah, I think they got to ban out something like that to kind of take away like St. Clair's late game insurance, almost. But
I mean, you want to take out St. Clair's late game insurance, but at the same time, like, I feel like if you're Bismarck here, you have to stop St. Clair's early game, because if St. Clair gets in like after 5 minutes, if it gets to where they were after 5 minutes in that last game, it's over. Like, you have to have a successful first 5 to 10 minutes if you're Bismarck, or else your chances are honestly kind of shot. Like, it's just such a tough position to be in right now.
Yeah, and that's something that comes with like the territory of League of Legends, right? Because every like minute like decision you make, it's very important in
very impactful
in the whole like 40
game,
minutes, whatever the game ends up being, right?
From the first ban of the draft, from the Nexus getting
exactly
killed out. It's important.
It's so important, right? You miss 3 CS in a wave, and suddenly you can't buy an item on your back, right? It's these small things. And like, we're seeing St. Clair so good at taking up these leads, right? We saw crazy CS leads in there. I mean, Ricky was just denying so much CS on the Yone. The Yone was like 1 CS at 7 minutes, 8 minutes. That's like probably 8 to 10 waves have come by at that point. There's not much you can do.
I mean, over the break, it did look like St. Clair's overall like chemistry and teamwork and just being calm and collected, having good communication, really has improved. I know we're not seeing it in full effect yet, playing in the Community College League here of CLL. But when we go and see like McMaster, for example, like St. Clair, they were in a really tough spot in that game. They were at an extreme disadvantage. Coming back, staying calm and collected is what won them that game. And we see it coming more here from the Saints regardless. So the draft is going on right now. We are going to hop over to that one here in just a second or so. But regardless, St. Clair just looking to keep on doing what they do. Okay, so there is a roster switch. FaZe is going to be going back on support. We will see what's happening overall.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the thing. Like, we're trying to talk about these role swaps right now and role changes, but like, it's so hard to say what's actually set in stone until we're in game.
Yeah,
Because like
exactly.
anything could happen right now.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the draft, whatever. But yeah, anything can literally happen right now.
I mean, we saw the mid-top switch, but it wasn't even a mid-top switch because we thought Barlow was coming in for a support, so it was kind of just like a 3-man. Everyone swapped there, and then we saw Zephyr out on the support. So who knows? Maybe we're seeing FaZe mid lane or something. Like I would love to see it. And we're just gonna have to see it once we either get into the draft or into the game. Really,
Yeah,
I mean,
just throw Ricky in
can't
the
tell
bot
from
lane.
the draft at this point. Throw Ricky on ADC. We'll get like Barlow jungle, fresh support. Fresh has already played support. Let's throw him
Zephyr on
top lane.
Yeah,
let's throw him
lane.
everywhere. Like
Honestly,
let's get the Smite Janna top coming out. That's what I'm waiting for. we hear we hear John talk about it on every single broadcast. We might as well have it come out.
Exactly. So here we are. It is going to be the bans coming through here now for game 2. It is going to be St. Clair and Bismarck looking to get things started here now. And CeeLo, so far so good for Saints. And once again, very similar bans to where we started off last time around.
Yeah, Viego ban coming out. Can't complain really for St. Clair's side. Probably a comfort pick on Bismarck's on the side of Bismarck. Very strong champs to get out of the way. He's got that. Once again, Zeri ban coming out from Bismarck. I don't think we've ever seen anyone like Zeri from St. Clair at all.
You gotta watch the VODs, man. Like, League of Legends is honestly probably one of the most important games to watch the VODs. Just for draft. Even if you just watch the draft.
For sure. Swain ban coming out. Another strong one. And we are seeing the exact same bans come out here from Bismarck. So not exactly the adjustments we hope to see coming into game 2. Once again, exact same bans from St. Clair as well. I believe they're even in the same order for St. Clair and same as Bismarck. So there's the Yuumi coming out.
Literally the exact same order.
I'm assuming we're gonna see like a Syndra ban coming out next from Bismarck. Maybe a Singed ban coming out from St. Clair like we saw last time. But the Pike is going to come out from St. Clair. This is a very exciting one, right?
Yeah,
because the thing about Pike is his ult, so basically he can take a kill for someone else and both players get full gold for it.
Oh, man.
So, so we are going to see, once level 6 comes around, I think we are going to see that gold lead shoot up even higher than we saw it last game.
St. Clair just wants to get the bread up. They're just trying to get their bag, man.
They're just, no matter which way, it's like a sandwich. No matter which way you flip it, the bread comes first. So,
honestly.
So basically, we're seeing Talia and Irelia come out from Bismarck, two pretty high skilled champs, but also strong picks, right? Both of them going to scale into the later game. Not exactly where we wanted to see Bismarck picks at. But I think it's definitely a good option, right? Irelia could definitely match some of the players in the side lane there. Jinx Lux coming out from St. Clair
is going to be detrimental here.
That is indeed going to be detrimental. I can feel it already.
St. Clair is going to have just such a strong, that Jinx Lux play together. It's just going to be unmatched, and they're comfortable on the Jinx and Lux, right? I mean, like, it's not like St. Clair's trying new things with the Jinx Lux. Yeah, maybe so on the Pike, but the Jinx Lux is not the case. I mean, St. Clair very comfortable, very experienced on it, and they're going to try to abuse it here in this one.
Yeah, Morgana, third pick coming out for Bismarck. I'd say it's pretty good. I'm assuming we're seeing it in the bot lane, probably not jungle, although that is a thing. The Jax ban coming out.
It needed to happen.
Yeah, I'm glad we saw it. I would have liked to see it in the first 3 bans just to make sure. But I'm glad St. Clair just decided to pick out for the rest of the team first, because we know Ricky's champ was so wide.
That's the big thing that helps St. Clair is but I feel like if you watch the VOD too, it's kind of not bad to not pick a top lane, not ban a top lane in the first 3, because St. Clair has so much versatility with Ricky that he can just be picking last, and they're usually going to let Ricky pick his top lane last here. So
for sure.
Regardless, St. Clair is still set up nicely. Yes, they don't have the Jax, but like you were saying, I mean, we could see a Silas, we could see anything. He's going to just come through. And,
I would love to see the Silas again. So final bans coming through. Trundle coming out from the side of Bismarck. We've seen Fresh play Trundle before. Pretty good ban. He's pretty comfortable on the champ. And then Akali and Jhin coming out from the side of St. Clair. Furthermore, onto the picks, we're seeing Skarner come out from Bismarck. That's a nice pick I like to see. So Skarner can suppress an enemy and basically drag him back into his own team or wherever he pleases. So I think that's going to be really good to shut down any kind of St. Clair's hyper carry, such as this Darius we are seeing come out, as well as the Rek'Sai come out before that for St. Clair. Rek'Sai has been so strong. She's got so much gank potential, can come around just about any wall, has a great clear too with her passive, or with her Q, I believe it is, that gives her the AoE attacks. It's really a pretty good, well-rounded comp from St. Clair, I'd say here.
Yeah.
And the Kindred coming out from Bismarck, that's going to give them a lot of teamfight insurance to save their lives with that Kindred ult.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're saying Clair here right now, like, this isn't really that risky of a comp coming through. Like, they're not, like, risk-taking. They're not being, like, crazy, like, trolly or anything like that. They are literally coming through
pretty
with something that
comp.
works so well. And that's why I do like about the St. Clair pick right now, is that they're not just, you know, making rash decisions based on what this kind of game outcome is. They're still following through with making it good practice, making it all worthwhile. And yeah, I mean, here we go. We are going to get started off here with game number 2.
So it is actually Pyke mid 2. Now, Pyke mid is something we do see a lot in solo queue. I know I see a lot of videos of different Chinese and Korean solo queue players playing it. Pyke mid, very strong, actually. So once you get that early game advantage, basically, it's hard to stop, because Pyke has so much mobility. He's going to find himself going to the bot lane, going to the top lane, and he has this ult execute that is going to give everyone else on your team so much gold during these fights.
Yeah, so here we are, game number 2, going to be getting underway here now. St. Clair on the left, this time around in the blue, and Bismarck in the right on the red. And that is now going to just be Verge, FaZe, Fresh, all just getting some nice gold up here, nice and early on, and see how that one goes. But regardless, I mean, a lot of players stacked up here for St. Clair and for the side of Bismarck, as you do see those 3 players from Bismarck towards the bot lane all grouping up, and we should see bot lane engagements or top lane engagements here coming through first.
Yeah, we're also seeing role swaps come out here from Bismarck. I don't know if we noticed, but Asher is going to be moving into the jungle. He was top lane last game. Loose Cannon moving into the top lane up against Ricky. Speaking of which, he's already getting smacked down by this Darius.
Yeah, that's about half HP, and that's actually going to be super lit. But no, he will sneak away with this life.
That's going to bleed him to death.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
dead.
the bleed. I completely forgot.
Those 5 stacks around him are just constant bleed damage.
Yeah, what can you do? I mean, Ricky, he did get a decent bit of damage inflicted on himself from the turret, but regardless, he makes it out with his life. He gets the kill, and it's going to be St. Clair already with that 600, 700 gold advantage, and that is going to be FaZe finding Birdbone as well. They're looking for more, but Verge and FaZe just going to fall this one off and play it a little bit slower here.
Yeah, that is 2 kills in before 3 minutes, in the first 2.5 minutes.
How often do you see that?
Not very often, not unless there's an invade, but we are seeing this just at level 2 here. Actually, I believe it was level 1 up in the top lane, but Asher's going to come down and try and find himself a gank.
Yeah, he's going to try to, but already tagged down so drastically. Verge is going to be here for that one. FaZe will come through with that little snipe shot there. Green guy going to fall, and that's 4-0 in kills. Just 5-0 on 3 minutes. Yeah. We have the whole side of Bismarck has died once within 3 minutes into this game. The gold advantage is already 2.2k for St. Clair. What did you do for Bismarck already? Like, you needed to find these early game openings, and it's just not working. St. Clair is already getting all their players higher enough level and getting all these additional items that they need. Ricky going to be so powerful in the top lane if they let him keep doing this, and that is going to be now Loose Cannon tagged down and getting cleaned up.
Yeah, pretty good fight there, actually. He had his full stacks up. He is going to burn the Ignite on Ricky, and he got him very low there, but unfortunately, Darius's damage output early game is just too much, even with your full stacks on your Irelia. With that magic damage coming in, it is just not enough for the Ricky, who is a level up. Meanwhile, Fresh going in on the mid lane.
Yeah, Neil Fresh going in the mid lane for sure here, helping out his teammate Zephyra on Green Guy. Trying to find something as Asher is just trying to get the gold up here as well still. And that is now going to be a Zephyra and Green Guy towards this mid lane, still battling things. And honestly, St. Clair just playing their typical League of Legends, playing it nice and slow, get your items up, go for your kills, you know, talk to your teammates and gank when needed, honestly, essentially at this point for St. Clair. They already have that 3.2k gold advantage, and they're just looking to run with this one.
Yeah, once again, Fresh coming in here. I think he's just here for fun at this point, but the hook is going to land, and that is going to be the kill for Zephyros. He did use the Ignite there to pick that up, so no sums on Zephyros. Asher could maybe come in and try and find something, but the level advantage is there for Zephyros.
Yeah, that's what's really going to help Zephyros in this one is, you know, like that level advantage you were just talking about. But Asher not in a bad position. Has a little bit of a health advantage here, as Zephyros does get quite a bit of damage inflicted onto himself. The minions will be there for his help, though, and That is now going to be Fresh, FaZe, and Verge all going to take down Duskmask with the root first to start things off. Asher going to be forced to fall off as taking a little bit too much damage to the name. And honestly, St. Clair, a lot of map control early on here. If you do see this bot lane, they're pushing up.
Yeah, also, Bismarck's team fight is very level 6 dependent. We're seeing Skarner without ult is just a fast attacking kind of meat shield, basically, who can run up and stun you. Meanwhile, there's no safety unless you have that Kindred ult at level 6. You can't stop yourself from getting dove. Zephrot, he's going to pick you out with a hook like we just saw, and then Fresh can come in, knock up, layer on the CC. Meanwhile, Duskmask actually getting the CC layer on him under tower, and top lane Ricky, he's just he's going in. He's getting those passive stacks as much as he can onto Loose Cannon.
Yeah, indeed. It is going to be now 8-0 here for St. Clair to start us off. We haven't seen as many kills come through for them here as of lately, but it is going to be Ricky coming through, going on that killing spree. Going to take a little bit of turret damage there, and he should be able to come away with his life, though, after being tagged down quite drastically, but A-okay for him. He's going to have quite a level advantage here on pretty much everybody on Bismarck here right now, so Ricky is going to be a threat towards that top lane. Zephrot actually going to be tagged down and forced to fall off. He's got quite a bit of damage inflicted to himself there as well. Verge coming in, Duskmask and Birdbone just trying to take some cover from this turret here now, well, inflicting some damage of their own, but they're both tagged down super weak as well, and with being level 4 only, it's going to create problems.
Yeah, and that is another kill coming out in the bot lane. There's the ultimate that I was talking about. From the depths, Pyke going to come in, pick himself up a kill, which also gives himself the extra kill gold if there is no assist involved. So he just got 600 gold for that kill, essentially.
Yeah, Fresh just ran Asher right back to his base, and now he got Fresh very, very far up there and in enemy lines. I mean, that is so deep. But regardless, it is going to be St. Clair taking a few plates here on this turret, and they do have Birdboy tagged down. Birdboy can't really challenge this here right now, and that is going to be so many plates down. I think that was 3 plates down for St. Clair, just helping get that gold up, helping them purchase those more items, and carrying on. It is going to be FaZe and Verge forced off, though, but they're still just, you know, slowly but surely making their impact towards this bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing like a 6k gold advantage come up now. 3 deaths on the Talia, although most of the kills have went to FaZe, but that is still scary as we see the damage coming out from there, and that is going to be another kill on the Talia. Loose Cannon going to try to get away as best as he can.
Yeah, I think he actually did make his way out of there, but Birdbone on the turret going to get rooted and stuck. Will you make it out? Does look to be the case here now, as FaZe will find that one. The turret is going to be tagged down super weak as well. St. Clair does have minions here. This should be the turret able to go down fairly soon, unless we do see a challenge in the bot lane, which we actually do there. I think it's Asher coming down for the bot lane with the help from Duskmask, trying to work that one out. Fresh and Green Guy, though, going to have Green Guy a little bit airborne, but Zephrot here for the help, and honestly, we're not going to see an engagement come through as of yet, but Green Guy still going to be here.
Yeah, so that was the Kindred ult we were talking about. So the reason he didn't take any damage there, meanwhile, he is going to take a lot of damage from Zephrot here, but able to make it out back under tower. The reason he didn't take any damage from Fresh there, and their health kind of don't move, as Zephrot just clips him with the corner of that ult, able to pick up the kill. But going back to the Kindred ult, it doesn't let anyone die inside of it, ally or enemy, actually. So right there, he essentially just stalemates the fight until his dash comes back up and he's able to get away.
Yeah, there's Ricky for another one. Loose Cannon going to fall there. Everybody on St. Clair will have bounties to their name. They have not died yet. It is going to be 4 stacks there on FaZe. We got 2 stacks on Verge. I mean, we got 3 stacks on Zephrot. You got 2.5 on Fresh, and then you have 5.5 on Ricky. And I mean, Ricky's stacks all game have been so big. That's going to be FaZe for another one there, taking down a Duskmask. St. Clair will have a 9,000 gold advantage and be up 16 kills to 0 after just 9 minutes. St. Clair's trying to speedrun.
Yeah, and there's a suppression coming out from Asher, and they are going to be able to take down Fresh, forcing him to take so many turret shots there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Green Guy going to try and get as much poke as he can out here on Zephrot.
Yeah, finally a good cleanup to kind of answer back. You do get a couple stacks as well, you know, from the gold bounty. But regardless, that is Verge and FaZe. I think this turret going to go down here now shortly. And that is going to just open up more of the map for St. Clair. That bot lane going to have a lot more pressure on it. There it is. First turret goes down. And that is going to be loose cannon. Just, what do you do in that situation? Like, I mean, you're just trying to do whatever you can. Verge, though, will actually go down. That's another bounty retrieved there by the side of Bismarck. They're starting to make a little bit of an impact here, but I just don't know if it's even possible. Like, St. Clair just built themselves such an advantage early on that, yeah, Bismarck can answer back and find a few, but it's not going to make a crazy impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's 18-2 at 10 minutes, right? There's not really much you can do to come back here, even without objective bounties up right now either. I believe it's 12 minutes when they start spawning, something around there, possibly before or after playtime, actually. Not too sure about that, as it is a pretty new mechanic, but Sephiroth gonna come in, find an ult, the Dragon giving him the assist for that, and that is gonna be the reset, getting the other one on Skarner. So much gold going to FaZe there as well. We're seeing 16 Magi stacks on him. Verge has a Magi's on Jinx right now, just for fun.
Oh my goodness, Sephiroth! Just gonna come in so aggressive like, and will find that one as well. Oh, St. Clair just, I mean, they're just having a good Saturday right now. They're just enjoying the vibes, right? What can you do? But 11 minutes through, sorry, they have that 13,000 gold advantage. They're just continuously still farming up those gold. We do have loose cannon. Gonna get stunned up here. Fresh gonna find that one. And at this point in time, that's gonna be another turret looking to go in favor of St. Clair, as they are just, it seems as if, like, it's the power from, you know, them is just so much stronger here than the side of Bismarck. There's not a whole lot they can do.
That's the ult. There it is, gonna come through. The Rek'Sai ult's gonna find himself intangible, and then a quick dash onto Asher, gonna find the kill. Ricky going in 1v3 here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up all three, but Sephiroth might come in to help him. I see Sephiroth moving around on the minimap there. He's trying to get a flank angle. Oh, Hook is just going to go wide.
Yeah, Hook will just go wide, but I think everything still here should be A-okay for St. Clair. FaZe and Verge are going to continue to take these plates down off this turret. There's Sephiroth here to support as well here now, and it is going to be Asher trying to contest, maybe find out Sephiroth, but, I mean, with FaZe and Verge here, it's just not going to be working out. Sephiroth, though, actually will be getting chased, will go airborne, and Asher might be able to find this one if they do poke him out, and I'm not sure exactly, but it does look like we're at a pretty big stalemate. Asher forced to fall off this one a little bit, as FaZe is going to be here, and that is going to be so much damage inflicted early on. Sephiroth here to help with the cleanup, and that is going to be them going down, and a turret down for St. Clair as well.
Yeah, Ricky gonna find himself in a 1v2 here, but it does not matter as Talia's gonna fall. Green guy gonna fall to the bleed. No ult needed from Ricky, as the damage is stacking up. He's already got the Triforce built. We see no mythics from the side of Bismarck. No full items from the side of Bismarck yet. Meanwhile, just about everyone on St. Clair has found one. Verge and FaZe, sorry, probably gonna pick one up whenever they back. Lots of gold there in the bot lane. I mean, we're seeing 18 stacks on the Magi's from FaZe. He's just doing so much damage.
Well, Sephiroth's bounty did just get redeemed for 6 stacks, so that does help out Bismarck a little bit there in that department. But St. Clair still doubling the gold up here right now, still with plenty more items, and still just a lot stronger as a team still. So we'll see what happens. They have made their way to the inhibitors, which is scary. You know, you do have the bot lane with a nice direct path there to it, and then you know, the mid lane also getting opened up quite drastically here as well. You know, Bismarck just trying to hold on here by a thread.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same story we saw last game. Now that the levels are getting higher, I mean, we are seeing ults come through and some kills come through, but I mean, it's really 3 kills. Fresh just playing Ring Around the Rosie with him in the jungle. He's going to tunnel out. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him tunnel back around, or he's just going to go in for a 1v5 fight here.
Okay, Fresh. Okay. I mean, no need to ego peek on that one.
Yeah, ego peek.
That's the FPS titles coming right here from me, but yeah, that is going to be Bismarck able to 1-on-5 him there, or sorry, 5-on-1 I should say him there, and take him down. But regardless, I mean, with that being said, St. Clair is just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they're just kind of playing like nice and loose. They kind of just want to like have fun while playing this game, right? That's the big thing, is like you don't need to stress out crazy much about this game. So yeah, they're just having a good time at this point, and the objective bounty going to get claimed.
Yeah, and I mean, the Pyke mid coming out here in full force, like, typically with the Pyke mid, you don't CS too much. You usually just let the wave come to your tower, catch whatever you can, and you're really waiting for that level 6, right? Because that level 6 enables you to get so much gold onto your team, and we're seeing it here from the gold gaps. Meanwhile, Green Guy using the ult to save his life. And the rest of St. Clair just burning down loose cannon. Ricky suppressed, and that they are going to be able to find the kill on him.
It's a lot of gold off his name as well, but FaZe is here to make the work happen anyway, so it doesn't matter. That is now going to be St. Clair looking to potentially channel back here or something, but regardless, I mean, it's like, what do you do if you're Bismarck? Like, there's literally nothing. Yes, you're using your ults to get out of sticky situations rather than using them to advance yourself, and that's when you know you're just in a bad spot in the game, is when, you know, you're using those ults to help yourself rather than to, like, try to, you know, win these fights. But regardless, that is going to be a couple inhibitors down for St. Clair, and they should have these super minions spawning, and honestly, Bismarck, just not much they can do here now.
Yeah, quick double kill from Verge. The Jinx auto attack range so high, she's going to find herself barely taking any turret shots. Meanwhile, Kindred actually coming in, and that is going to be a 550 gold going over to him. But I mean, I want to say it's too far gone at this point. Not even I want to. It's too far gone at this point.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, like, right, when you're looking at, like, double and gold and stuff along that line, it really is, and you step back here for a minute, and you're Bismarck, you just gotta take away what you can from this game, right? I mean, like, you gotta look at the positives, you know, figure out what you can learn from St. Clair potentially, and just take it away as a learning experience, you know, success experience, rather than what's on the screen right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, Bismarck, I think they can still be pretty proud of themselves, considering, like, we knew going into this game that St. Clair was a much stronger team. But they have been able to find some good, like, teamwork combos, and, like, they're able to find Ricky. They're able to get some of these shutdowns. I mean, we do see one death on Ricky, which is, like, that's one more than I thought we would see after the first 10 minutes of this game. So
yeah, Ricky was looking very strong after the first few minutes of this game. We are still only 16.5 through. Asha will find one on Zephyr as well, but FaZe is there to answer back. Ricky, though, is actually going to be getting poked out here now, and they're just trying to do whatever they can. A lot of damage being inflicted here from Ricky, Fresh, and company, but that is a Verge for one more as well. That is another turret down, all up to the Nexus here now. Loose Cannon will get cleaned up as well.
Yeah, as we're getting into the end of the game here, St. Clair going to clean up the Nexus. I mean, I do want to point out some of the more disrespectful parts of St. Clair's game right now. I mean, we're seeing Lux with a stride breaker. Jinx does have the Medjais. I was actually informed that there is AP scaling on her E, so it is not the most. It's not a useless item, to be fair. But it still is, like, it's pretty troll at that point, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. So St. Clair will find them 2-0 win over Bismarck here. They will advance to 3-0 here in the CLAW League, and honestly, just W's all around here for the Saints. I mean, what can you do? You're just, like, if you're Bismarck, you just got, like we were talking about, take away the positives if you can. You know, those teamwork, you know, finding the Ricky, the ganks, anything you can, take away the positives, because that is the most important thing. CLAW all going to be a learning experience here. I mean, and you got to take away, you got to stop looking at games as losses sometimes, look at them as learning experiences.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's what you got to do if you're Bismarck. But as for the Saints, going to come through with another hot 2-0. They got some new role swaps in. They got to put some of the bench players into the lineup today. So overall, successful day from both sides.
Yeah, I got to try out a lot of new champs too from St. Clair. And yeah, just going back to Bismarck. I mean, from Green Guy too in the first game, we saw some great ganks come out. I think they did play the early game of the first game like about as well as they could, considering the lead that was already stacked up in those first few minutes. So props to them. You know, they stuck it out to the end, even with the Aurelia building all those Torrens shields. They stuck it out. So props to them, and that is going to be 2-0. So that is going to be 3-0 for St. Clair in CLAW there.
I think that one of the big killers for Bismarck overall here was just not having that full champ pool that St. Clair had, right? I mean, they ban out what they can, but St. Clair's still going to have comfort picks. They're still going to have people they're very successful on, where if it's, you know, St. Clair's bans, they can ban out a lot of what Bismarck is comfortable on, and it suddenly puts Bismarck into a position where they don't know what to do as much here in the games. But regardless, St. Clair finding that one, GG's all around. And I do got a couple more things to to talk about those starting us off, I heard we got a giveaway running. I mean, like I'm
we
pretty
do.
Sure. We do. 3,000
Possibly.
points.
I think it might be on Twitch. So yeah, if you use your channel points, 3,000 points, you can enter the giveaway, and you can enter it as many times as you want if you got the channel points. I mean,
yeah,
might as well get your
once
entries.
per every stream you can
Oh,
enter.
once per every stream.
But I mean, hey, we got the reruns going all day. We got the live games. We're still live every day, anyways. So yeah, that is gonna be the Twitch giveaway here. Watch your points, spend them, and potentially maybe win one piece of merch of your choice. But with that being said, if you cannot wait and you want to buy the merch, you can do so at acquire.ca/Saints. We got t-shirts, jackets, jerseys, crew necks, hoodies, flags, masks, anything you can imagine. All going to be at the Saints merch store, acquire.ca/Saints. All very comfy and affordable there. So if you guys are interested, once again, acquire.ca/Saints for your merch. And want to talk a little bit about our sponsors here, Josh?
Yeah, for sure. Starting off here, we got Crunchyroll, the home of anime, the Netflix of anime, as Jackson always says. Get a 14-day premium free trial at crunchyroll.com/Saints. Don't forget to use that.
Love free stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's 2 free weeks, right? Moving on there, we've got Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair Alumni Association. Thank you so much to our sponsors.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it without them. Thank you to your viewers back at home as well. We love this constant support and the constant chatters coming in here and showing us some love for another great Saturday of CLOL. But we will be back not that long, actually. Tomorrow, we'll be back with CRL qualifiers at 12 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be following the St. Clair Green Rocket League roster as they look to meet the gold roster in the CRL here now. So they tied for 5th last time around. You got to place first, so they're going to come through. They're going to try to make the impact tomorrow. But with that being said, at the same time, I mean, they're just trying to meet gold up there in CRL already. But
it's always fun to see if they do meet each
other.
other.
They almost played each other in last CRL qualifiers. So, hey, man, I'm expected another banger of a CRL qualifiers. We got about 7 or 8 pools here between teams. It's going to be a very big East qualifier. And that's going to be running for a majority of the afternoon tomorrow. So, 12 p.m. Eastern, once again, on the Saints Gaming CA channel. We post updates on all of our social media for everything varsity related. Saints Gaming CA on all social medias. And with that being said, everyone, we are going to wrap things up here for this afternoon. My name was Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside Josh Fundy Fundy. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys, and we'll catch you guys all on the next one.